What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Common Sense and Logic. I'm Ronnie.
Welcome back, YouTube. I'm Caesar.
Yes, sir. We're here in the cold weather. Finally got here.
Yeah,
it's
definitely not sunny California today.
No.
We got the rain.
Feels good.
Yeah. Little change. We needed the rain, right?
That's right. Hopefully people will stop crying about, the rain and how hot. I mean, it seems like God could never please everybody, right?
Well, the bad thing with rain, man, it brings out the worst drivers out there, man. They don't know how to drive in the rain.
I think the drivers here in California are pretty much the same whether it rains or not, man.
It gets worse in the rain. Yeah, you're right. They don't know how to drive.
They don't know how to drive, man. So what's going on, man?
Man, there's a lot of going on. Last week we touched on Trump trying to get that peace treaty going, and he got it done.
He got it done.
The hostages were returned on Monday. Today is Tuesday. Yesterday.
Yeah. They
returned yesterday, man. So how this guy didn't get the Nobel Peace Prize is beyond me, man. What's up with that?
Yeah, there's a whole lot behind that. Obama got it for doing crap, so.
Yeah, exactly. But this guy, man, what he did hadn't been done in 3,000 years and never in the history of Israel's history. They've only been a country for 80 years. As I mentioned last week, it became a country after World War II, when all the Jews were sent. They gave them the land, and that's been 80 years now, and it's always been war. I mean, immediately after they were given the land, they went into a war with Arab countries. Because of that, the Arab countries didn't want to be part of it.
Yeah, I mean, on that subject there, since I'm Christian, there's a different part of history there with Israel, right? That most people don't like to talk about, I guess, or don't really know too much about.
Like prior to that, you're saying?
Prior to that, yeah.
Being Jewish, but not Israel, because Israel's only been since 1945 a nation.
Actually, if we go by the Bible, like I said, I'm a Christian guy, so if you go by the Bible, which has a lot of history now, real authentic history.
Okay.
Israel has been there since day one. That's what God called. Yes, it was only the people, because obviously there weren't,
people, right,
a whole lot of people around that time. But, he started calling his people, Moses and them, Israel, and he promised them some land over there in the Middle East, where they're from.
Right.
So,
I'm just talking about it as a nation, though. Recognized nation.
Yeah.
When they became a nation was 1945.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They were a nation once it became populated.
Right.
And they became more people. That's when they got kicked out of Egypt. And, they were getting kicked out of places. But it was a plan that God had and led them to the land where they're at now.
Right.
And so they've always been there. So, if you go by the Bible, that's what you get. If you go by history, you're going to get something a little different, but not too much.
Right.
But anyways.
The main point is he brought peace, which had never been done before,
Exactly.
Which is crazy.
Yes. So that's a good deal for him, for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Especially for all these knuckleheads out there protesting. So what are they going to say now, right? They want to free Palestine, then what would happen now?
Right, they're quiet. They were talking about free Palestine, stop, Gaza free or whatever, but it's happened, and
that just doesn't make any sense. Like all these, the media, the protester, the puppets, all these idiots out there protesting. Where are you guys at now?
Well, they'll find something else to protest about. I think it's just. They just want chaos, man.
They want nonsense and chaos.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's chaos. But now that there's peace in Palestine, in the Gaza Strip.
I'm trying to, watch my filter here, but there's a bunch of idiots out there that, like we said in the other videos, protesting for stuff that they don't even know about.
Right.
And now that they should be coming out. Look, if you're protesting about something like, free Palestine, and now you get it, then your common sense should be that, you're going to come out and say, thank you very much.
Be happy.
Be happy about it with everybody else. But don't be an idiot. Just sit there and now, you're going to be like, oh, damn, what did you do? Now we don't have nothing to complain about. Like, come on,
exactly
man.
What it is.
No common sense and logic on that.
So the common sense is, you should be happy. that the peace treaty got done, hostages were returned, but they're not happy. They're still finding something to. It's all hate and negativity and violence and chaos with them.
And even the media right now, there's some that going with the flow. Thank you, it's good and all that. But there are some that are still doubting it and hoping for the worst, that it turns, like back to what it was. But that's the media for you. That's the liberal for you. That's the liberal mindset for you. You know what I mean? So,
no optimism for sure. Nothing but negativity.
Yeah. So.
But Trump is doing a lot of good stuff, man. The peace treaty. Oh, by the way, today, happy heavenly birthday to Charlie Kirk.
That's right.
It's his birthday, and he declared this day of remembrance for Charlie Kirk, and awarded the highest honor that could be given to a civilian, which is the Presidential Medal of Freedom, to Charlie Kirk. So big thanks to him for that.
So it's weird that today has a double meaning, because it's his birthday, but he's already in heaven too. So we're celebrating that in heaven right now. That he began his whole new life.
Right.
Right. It's a new beginning when we go to heaven. Something that you can't even imagine. But that's for another topic, another day.
Yeah. So just saying that Trump is doing a lot of good stuff as far as bringing peace to the Middle East, awarding the Medal of Freedom to Charlie Kirk, and people are still saying this is Nazi Germany, what they're saying on the streets, which is ridiculous. I just talked to a buddy yesterday, and he goes, "Yeah, it's not. It's like Nazi Germany in 1936." Like, really, dude? Come on, man.
Wait, that's hilarious, though, because people say stuff like that. You have the freedom to express yourself and say things like that, and nobody's smacking you upside your head. And how can it be?
And this is yesterday at the bar where everybody's cheering, nothing but Hispanics. I told them, dude, we're all free here.
Yeah,
we're all
that's
expressing our views. How is this? Well, that's all Nazi Germany looked like right when it started in 1936. Like, oh my god, dude! Like, really, come on, man.
Yeah, that's plain ignorance or stupidity.
And it was, of course, a leftist, which is, it just shows you what their mentality is. Yeah, we're here free. We're doing what we're doing, and
it's just not him, right? Like that. Even in the beginning, right? His first term, second term of Trump's.
That's what I mentioned.
Everybody was talking about he's a dictator and all that, but they were going out on the street, creating all kinds of chaos, doing all kinds of stupid ass things. And if Trump was a dictator, then they would have been in prison by now. But they're not. They're still doing chaos. Portland right now, Chicago.
They're actually what's the word? They're disrespecting what the actual Jewish people went through the Holocaust. By saying that, that this is
comparing
it. By comparing it, you're pretty much like, man, you're like dishonoring these people that actually went through it.
Yeah.
So for them to say that he's a dictator, authoritarianism, or whatever, is that the right word? Authoritarian.
Authoritarian.
Yeah. It's like ridiculous that they're saying that, but I mean, we're here. We're expressing our views.
Yeah.
And
you get to go out on the street, protest, and burn the flag and cars and spit on people's face, especially law enforcement and all that. And nothing happens to them. You know what I mean? So they're bitching and crying about something that's not.
Yeah, it's crazy. But your common sense tells you, man. This guy stopped 8 wars, right?
Since he got into, I lost track. But he's been doing a whole lot.
He's stopping wars, yet these people are saying he wants to create war here, and he's an authoritarian and dictator, which makes no sense,
Yeah. So our audience out there, you guys just need to watch it. You know what I mean, and don't be misled. This is a good channel for you guys to learn something. You know what I mean? Right. We're not biased here. We're just going with the common sense and logic. And it might seem like we're going on Trump's side all the time, but that's what it is. That's what common sense is. He's the one that's bringing common sense and logic to it. You know what I mean? Like this peace deal that we're talking about, common sense and logic. He did something good, and the people are out there. They're still, either protesting, or now they're protesting that, they don't kind of want that peace deal. You know what I mean? So, like, what is it that you guys want? You know what I mean? It's always like, like I said it before, dude. Is in some people's eyes, Trump cannot do a damn good thing.
Yeah, that's all it is. Anything that he does go against.
Yeah.
Even if he brings peace to the Middle East, go against that. Like,
right.
Man.
So I guess now we're going to go back to Ukraine, and people are going to start protesting and bitching about that, I guess. You know,
right.
But
right.
he's
They'll
working.
Find something.
He's working on that too. Yeah. Naturally, they're going to, you know, it's the norm now, right? For these idiots to go out there and find something and, you know, protest and create all this.
Not only that, man, he's cleaning up cities. He cleaned up D.C. He cleaned up Memphis. Now he's trying to clean up Chicago, but they're totally against it, which makes no sense. If they see that he cleaned up Washington, D.C. and Memphis from the crime-ridden neighborhoods that they had, and now it's much different, especially in D.C. From everything that I hear, that it's safe.
Yeah, people are going out, having a normal day, you know, jogging, going out with their kids. Exactly. They weren't able to do that before.
So if you see that going on, where it's making the city, it's safer for the citizens, and he's trying to do that in Chicago, and
why wouldn't you want it?
Why wouldn't you want it? Common sense and logic tells you, please bring them in. And I honestly, I think the actual citizens do want it.
They do want it. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say right now. So you know, the people want it. They want, you know, ICE there, and they want the peace. They want the same peace and you know, norm like they handle that in Washington.
Correct.
But the mayor, I think Johnson's the name. He's the one that's going against it, and he doesn't want them there.
And not only the mayor, I think the governor of Illinois as well.
Okay, so
it's totally against it.
Both of those idiots don't want them there.
Right. Yeah.
They don't want to clean their state, their cities up, and so that's what we're talking about. You know, that the people that actually live there, they want, you know,
get rid of crime from there.
They want ICE to go in there and clean it up, and of course, some people that live there, but from experience. Most of the time, the people that are out there protesting and going against something that's good, they don't even live there.
Exactly.
And if
they're coming from out of state or other places,
because this is something that most of you guys don't the audience, that they don't believe, that there's a lot of like Antifa and Black Lives Matter. Those are all puppets. What do we mean by that? They actually get paid to go over there and recruit people
and create
chaos and go and protest and make it seem like, you know, something bigger than what it actually is. And a lot of dumbass people that don't have jobs or want extra money, they go with the flow because they think that they're not doing anything bad. But and I mean, obviously they are doing something bad.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because you're preventing from something good happening to those cities or the states or what have you.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people are going to say that, well, Antifa doesn't exist. That they're not an organization. That you're out of your mind if you don't. They're getting funded by somebody, and that's the good thing is Trump is going to get down to the bottom.
They're considered terrorists.
Yeah, so they're going to get down to with Pam Bondi.
Yeah,
they're all going to get together and try to figure out where the funding is coming from, and hopefully dismantle that whole
I hope so.
organization. Or like a lot of people don't believe it's an organization, but it is.
And that's what we're telling you guys here. You know, like. We have a lot of information to share with you guys, but we don't want to do that because you get that from, you know, other sources already. We want to give you common sense and logic.
Right.
You know, if Antifa is not a terrorist group, then how come they're wearing masks? How come you always see them in black?
With the name of it. They even have like Antifa on their mask.
Yeah, sometimes they even, you know, sport the logo on it. You know, how do you make any sense of that? It's like a gang, you know what I mean? Black Lives Matter. Everybody took it for good. It's a freaking bad thing, man. You know what I mean? Right. The person that started that, look into that if you want. But it doesn't make any sense. The name alone doesn't make any sense. Black Lives Matter. What the heck is that? Isn't it human lives matter? Like, common sense and logic.
Should be all lives matter.
It's not that easy. I mean, it's not that hard to break that apart. You know what I mean? Like.
Right.
If a group wants to go out there and claim something, then, you know, claim all lives. You're going to get more backup. You're going to get backup, like, from me, from you. You know what I mean? Because it makes sense. But anyways, that's my rant on that.
No. And it's all about common sense and logic. He's doing a lot of good things, but people are, you know, the left, they're still against it. They're just, anything that he's doing good, they're going to say it's bad.
Right.
For whatever reason.
They've been doing that, yeah.
But if you use your common sense and logic, I mean, from what we said, he created peace in the Middle East. Common sense and logic tells you that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. And not only that, tying it where they're saying he's a dictator and he's he's trying to rule
Control.
this country, control everybody. I mean, if he's stopping wars and creating peace, common sense and logic tells you that's a good thing, man. Obviously, it's not a dictatorship.
And it might be too hard for some liberals out there to think that way. Well, don't take it that far off. Don't look at that. If it's a dictator, then again, why are you guys out there protesting and doing all kinds of crap?
How are you free to do that? Yeah, how are you free to do that?
It just doesn't go with it.
And their answer is going to be, because it's leading up to that. That's where they're trying to get to. Like, come on.
Yeah. You're gonna open up a Pandora's box with that argument.
If you keep thinking about the future, like this is what's gonna happen. No, concentrate on what's happening now. Everything he's doing is good.
Yeah, that's a stupid argument because real quick, think about the other presidents that you had before Trump and in between. Who's the ones that were trying to take more of your stuff?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Who's the one that was controlling the social media and all that, not being able to post certain things and say certain things from everybody. I mean, it got to the point where they were even freaking spying on senators.
Look at all that that's coming on. This is all the Democrats were spying on senators, and this was given the green light by Biden
and Obama.
And Obama prior to that.
This is deep stuff, man, that we don't want to go into because there's a lot of information. We're just trying to give you guys a common sense and logic because I know a lot of us. We don't want to deal with all that. We don't. It's like we're becoming too lazy, or we became too lazy to get information and really dive in there and take it all apart. What's real, what's truth, and what's fake. So that's what we're here for. You know what I mean? To kind of give you guys a little bit of that common sense and logic.
Correct. And with the government shutdown, common sense and logic. I mean, the military is not getting paid. The law enforcement, the federal law enforcement, whether it's what do you call it, ICE or what have you, they're not getting paid because the government's shut down by the Democrats.
Well, this is a good topic because we have little disagreements here and there, right? But they are going to get paid. The military.
They're going to find a way to get them paid for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Trump obviously doesn't want that to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? But you're going to hear that from other sources that they're biased to Trump, so they are going to give you that. Kind of like the same way that they're saying about Medicaid and Medicare, you know what I mean? They're not doing none of that. Nobody's getting cut. Those programs are not getting cut. Yeah. Right now, they're not. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the Democrats are the ones that are really holding up this shit up. Excuse my language. I told you guys in my filter today, they're the ones that are holding this up. If they wanted the government to continue, then the Democrats, they're the ones that are asking for trillions of dollars for unimaginable stuff,
right.
Stuff that doesn't even go here to, the States. They want money to go out of the States to other countries, for gender freaking operations and
circumcisions
all kinds of nonsense.
In Kenya or Nigeria. Yeah. Millions and billions of dollars going to other countries instead of America first,
And the truth part about Trump cutting Medicaid and Medicare, he's going after those people that are double dipping on that, or you mean freaking triple dipping on it. They're making enough money on their job, but somehow they're still able, to get into those programs and get money. So he's going after those people. He's going after people that are not American citizens, and they're still getting into the program and getting money from there. Those are the ones that he's going after. But he's not going to. The citizens, you guys, we shouldn't even be worried about that because he's not going to do nothing about that.
Yeah, exactly. And during the Biden administration and Obama too, with the healthcare, I mean, the price, the rates are ridiculous. They're unaffordable,
I had that argument a long time ago. Look, man, that Obama crap care, it's not worth it. It does not work. It's crap. And they've been trying to get rid of that, the Republicans and Trump, but it's hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I honestly, I have done this. I had some friends around me, liberals, freaking not knowing crap, and I put them to a challenge one time. I said, here's a computer, dude. Go in there and look for a health plan that you want under Obamacare and click the button and get it. And if you do it, I'll give you $1,000 right there.
Right.
And one guy, he took it and he went in there and he was looking at it and it took forever and he came back empty. I said, what happened? He's like, nah, I'll stay with whatever I have with my employer because that program. For example, I don't want to get because we're jumping on a lot of things right now. But for example, in Obamacare, if it's kind of like car insurance, the more you pay a month, the lower your premium is. Okay, the less you pay a month, the higher your premium is. Mm-hmm. So if you're paying $1 a month, guess what your premium is going to be? Thousands. Okay, so if you know about healthcare, if you know about your insurance, look into that. If you don't believe me, go into your computer and just look at it and see if you would pick one of those plans. I almost guarantee you won't.
Right.
Because it's crap.
So like your deductible is going to be a lot.
Oh, that's going to be just like car insurance, man. And Trump is trying to get rid of that.
Lower monthly payment, lower premium is a higher deductible.
Yeah, but that's how they fool you guys. That's how ignorant people become victims of all these lies, and they're like, "Oh, I want Obamacare. That's a good program," because you're paying $1, but show the other papers, show your taxes when you do your tax returns and all that.
Right.
How you get big hits on all that. So, anyways, that's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah, the whole thing with common sense and logic is all these good things he's doing.
Yeah.
And common sense and logic is telling you he's not a dictator, because he's doing all this good stuff, stopping wars, and trying to clean up crime from cities. It's just it's all good stuff, and common sense and logic just tells you if he's doing that, how obviously he's not a dictator. Obviously he's not trying to make this into Nazi Germany and what have you.
Well, like I said, only the ignorant think that way, because all you guys do is listen to the media, the fake media, what we call it, the fake news. And I mean, that's fine, and that's your resource, that's what you want to listen to, but at least put your common sense and logic to it, make that work for you. Obviously you're not doing it, so we see a lot of people hating on Trump and all that. And
I think that's what it boils down to. Whatever he does, whether it's good, they're gonna say it's bad. They just hate him so much. And even I think I saw a commercial. I don't know I don't know if you saw this commercial.
For the Prop 50?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, instead of like giving a good reason to vote for yes on Prop 50, they're saying if you want to stick it to Trump, vote yes. Yeah. So that's just shows you the mentality, that they're taking advantage of the people because they know people hate him so much.
Right.
Whatever he's for, be against,
And that's a funny commercial, I laugh about it because obviously, I'm not for that. But what I'm trying to say is like this Democrats, that's how stupid they think you guys are. The ones that are on the left, the ones that you guys hate Trump. That's how easily manipulated they think.
They want to take advantage of that.
They go with a little thing of saying, stick it to Trump.
Yeah.
Like that's supposed to make you like lose it and be like, yeah, I want to vote.
That's what they want to do. That's exactly what they're aiming for,
But it's funny that they know that's how stupid they are, what I mean? Hey, I'm sorry, man. It is what it is. Look, if you're a liberal, if you're on the left, if you're for Democrats and you hate Trump and especially if you're like in blue states, and you still hate Trump, like you have no common sense and logic whatsoever.
Right.
Because how do you explain those blue states being all crappy? They're being led by Democrats and they're crap. Look at the red states. And yes, I know you guys are going to come back and they're going to say, dude, red states are crap too. That's only because the Democrats are going in there. If you look at the time where, those red states that you're claiming they're crap too, if you look at the time that they turn into like being like crappy state, it's when the Democrats started going in there and moving in there. The leaders I'm talking about in government, that's when it goes downhill.
Right.
Common sense and logic, you know what I mean? Like, but that's how dumb they think you guys are. That they give you a little line like that. Stick it to Trump.
And then stick it to Trump. And in the commercial they show him all upset. When have you seen Trump upset? This guy's always joking around, smiling, positive, everything, optimistic, whatever.
But I get it, you know what I mean?
But they show him like all angry, like, really? Come on.
I get it. It's a funny commercial. I
get it too. They're trying to capitalize on both just based on people hating Trump.
Right, but
all it is.
But the sad part to that is that like I said, they give you that little line, stick it to Trump.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing else behind that. There's nothing else, something good that they could tell you. vote yes on this because this is going to be the good thing about it.
Yeah, exactly.
They're already manipulating the whole information. So if you're going to vote on that, yes, you guys should really look into it. Why are you going to vote yes? So you're supposed to vote no on it. Okay? Because if you are going to vote yes on it, you're going to give them more power, and you're going to give Newsom more power. And what has that guy done for California? Absolutely nothing good. But yet you still got some dumbass people out there saying, yeah, Newsom is a good guy and all that, but whatever, man.
Yeah, and it's all because, he's against Trump too. So yeah. That's why they look at him, he's a good guy. But he hasn't done anything for the state.
Unbelievable, man.
And they're using that for the commercial, stick it to Trump. It just boils down that they're trying to take advantage of your hatred towards Trump. If you use your common sense and logic, you can see it plain as daylight. They're trying to use your hatred towards Trump, whoever.
That's all they play on.
Yeah.
That's all they play on. If you guys look at your news source, it's like that playbook that they all get, and they all go on the same, just the war game. You know what I mean? That's all they say. If they say Trump is a dictator, all the news media, all the sources they go with, he's a dictator. This is, like they all get it. It's a play on word, and they know that it triggers the ignorant people, and that's how you guys become victim to them.
Yeah. But we all know that didn't work, and it showed last year when they voted Trump in. People are not buying it. The majority of people are not buying it. They're tired of all that manipulation. They're not buying it. We're not buying it. We voted President Trump in, and because we use common sense and logic.
That's right.
Basically.
Yeah, I mean, just put aside the whole hating part, because he doesn't really have anything to hate on, man. I mean, the dude's doing good. And we've been saying this on all the videos.
Yeah.
And we're two regular guys. We're not millionaires, you know what I mean? So it's not like we're saying, oh, he's giving us a break on taxes
right.
or anything like that. Or
what they're using.
Or he's or he's giving us handouts, or, we're regular Joes. We got regular jobs and all that. And we decided to do this video just to put our 2 cents and our common sense and logic on that.
Yeah, exactly. Just try to make people understand, use critical thinking and research stuff, and just use your common sense and logic to what's really going out there,
Yeah.
So we just wanted to touch on the good things that he's doing, and just tie in the common sense and logic. Just if he's doing all these good things, he's obviously not a dictator. He's obviously not creating this as Nazi Germany. That's what everybody's scared of. It's the mainstream media manipulating, brainwashing your mind, man, trying to scare everybody.
That's right.
That's all it is.
I mean, that we're giving you a lot of information because we're trying to tie it up, and I know we're probably, me speaking a little too fast, because I don't want to make it so long, the video, so that way you guys don't get sick of it and bored of it. But I hope it really does help, and I hope it really triggers something in your mind to, just think about it. You know what I mean? Whether you agree or disagree, but use your common sense and logic to it, and see where it takes you. You know what I mean? That's a huge thing. That's a good thing.
Yes, sir.
You got, some Democrats are leaning towards the right now. You know what I mean? With Trump. What's the common sense and logic behind that? You know what I mean? So, are they seeing the light? You know what I mean? Are they finally using their common sense and logic? And then most of these guys are not on TV anymore. So, to my common sense and logic, that's telling me that maybe they got booted out of the network that they were working at, and now they're free, per se,
to say what they want, right?
To say what they really wanted and been feeling about it. So now they're kind of like leaning towards, our way to the right with Trump.
Yeah.
So you
they're using their common sense and logic, man. See what's out there,
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And that's what we all need to do.
Yeah, and that's the main takeaway from this episode. We're just telling you all these good things that are happening, the good things that he's doing, whether it's peace in the Middle East, stopping crime in cities, deporting the hardcore criminals that are here illegally,
saving a bunch of money,
saving a lot of money, and just use your common sense and logic. If he's doing all this stuff, it must be, it makes no sense to go against it.
Yeah, it makes absolutely no sense.
But if you guys have comments, feedback, just drop them in there. Hopefully give us a like, and tell us what you guys think. I mean, if you guys think differently, then give us your common sense and logic behind it. What are you telling us,
Yeah, a real quick example, like Prop 50, right?
Okay, yes.
That's coming up, I think. So if you guys are thinking of voting yes on it, kind of just tell us where your common sense is taking you on that. And why is it that you guys are going to vote yes on it?
Correct.
But don't come out just saying, well, because we don't want Trump in the office. Well, that's obvious.
Yeah.
But what is it going to do to the state, especially
To make
here?
it better.
Yeah, especially here in California. I mean, it's going to have a ripple effect to other states the whole country, because this prop, it actually affects the seats in the White House and all that. That's why they're doing. That's why it's so big. It's not something small. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's a big thing. It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. So if you guys are thinking of voting yes on it, please tell us why. Why your common sense is telling you to vote yes on that.
And don't let your hatred towards Trump make you just vote yes just for that reason. Actually do research and figure out if it's actually going to do the state of California any good with that voting yes, which I believe it's not. But you guys do your research, look behind it, but don't go out there and vote yes just because your hatred for Trump.
That's right.
And before that commercial that's telling you stick it to him.
Yeah, I mean, like,
if you are, man, you're just being a puppet. They're manipulating you.
Yeah, but he has better words to use. I flat out say you're being dumb.
Okay.
You're being an ignorant victim.
Yeah, I like to be a little, what do they call it nowadays? PC, politically correct.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get the both sides right
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
But yeah, so drop us a line, a comment, topic, anything you guys want to say, go ahead and say it.
Yeah, definitely tell us other ideas for the next episode's topics. But we have a lot of things in mind. You mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to stay off the political table, but
today it was definitely hard, especially with this peace treaty.
Yeah,
how are you going to not talk about that?
And I told you guys this from the very, very beginning. Politics, it's your world.
Yeah.
It's in everything. So it's very hard not to speak of it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, we're going to give it a try. Not to, we're going to try to get off that and do a non-political thing with absolutely nothing to do with politics, and we'll see where it takes us.
Yeah, for example, like in daily occurrences, using your common sense with stuff like that. Not political, but this week...
We're going to try.
Yeah, we're going to try, but this week it was really hard because there's so much stuff going out there, and how could we not talk about him not getting the Nobel Peace Prize for that, for what he did, something that's never been done before.
Right, but you know what? Trump is a good guy, and he doesn't really care.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
He's going to keep doing whatever he needs to do for the American people, for this country. So
he's not doing it for notoriety, for
approval.
What you guys people think, because he's a dictator. He's not doing it for that reason, for his ego or what have you. He's doing it to better the world, and I mean, definitely better America. But I mean, what he's doing now is actually bettering the world.
Right. Yeah.
Making the world better.
It's a huge thing, man.
Bringing peace, bringing those hostages that were for 2 years, by the what's the name of that, Hamas, right?
Yeah.
Held by Hamas, and bringing them home, man.
And even if those minds are thinking like, yeah, this is not going to work, sooner or later they're going to go back to war and all that.
Yeah.
Who knows? But you know what? Those people were released. They were free.
Yeah, they're back.
So
they're back,
right there alone, it's a huge thing, because I mean, I think that they still have a few captives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're still working on all that, and I'm not really 100% up to date to see if they still have 1 or 2 left to release. But for the most part, yeah.
Yes, sorry to interrupt you. I just heard last night that I think it might have been this morning, one of the hostages, while he was being held captive, he overheard the Hamas leaders, obviously talking, and they wanted Kamala, whatever her name is, Harris.
Yeah, whatever.
They wanted her to be president. They were afraid of Trump becoming president. And when they found out Trump became president, they were like shaking in their boots, like, man. And that's the reason all this pressure came for them to agree to this deal,
Right.
So yeah, just a little inside news coming from a hostage.
Well, the same thing happened with Hillary, right? I mean, and Biden and all that. They were saying that, Trump was colluding with Russia, and he was a Russia puppet and all that. And if you're paying attention, which I'm pretty sure you're not, because those news media that you guys watch don't tell you none of this.
Yeah, that was all a lie.
That's all a lie. And FBI, they're finding out. They got all the records.
Yeah.
That, I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff that the Democrats been doing, man.
Yeah.
Nothing but, spying and turning stories upside down and the truth into lies and lies into truth.
Yeah, the Russian hoax.
It's crazy.
It's a lie.
It's too
But yeah,
much.
that's a lot to get into. But yeah, we just want to tie what we're talking about, the good things, tie it with the common sense, man. Just use your common sense and logic out there, man. Obviously,
That's right.
if he's doing good things, it's bettering the world.
Yep. So peace in the Middle East, baby.
There you go. Peace in the Middle East. We used to say that as kids.
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago we should say that.
Yeah, and we really didn't. I really didn't think it just sounded cool, But now we really know the meaning.
Because of the Bible, kind of had a
you got
little
an idea.
knowledge of it, but now it's playing out.
Yeah. So now we're seeing it play out, develop right in front of our face, come to fruition. And like you said, it might not last long, but at least it's a start. And we got hostages back home, which is well worth it if that's all it is,
Because that puts Israel on the spotlight too, and for the people that are saying that those are the enemies and those are the puppet masters, excuse me.
Yeah.
They're the ones that were the first ones to sign off on this peace treaty.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you about Israel now? I mean, how are you going to flip the script on that?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
Right.
we have a lot of people hating on Israel too, but
Right, yeah, that's a whole different topic there. But all right, man, drop us a line. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you guys on the next episode.
That's right. And remember, folks, common sense and logic. If you have it, use it. If you don't,
Come on back. We'll try to give you some sense.
that's right, baby. Thumbs
All
up,
right.
please. Thank you.
See you guys.